Hey guys, let me just check the volumes. Looks good, I think. How is everyone doing? It's a late night. Oh, I just got Monster on my nose. Oh, hello guys, hello. Perth Comics, hi Eduardo, what's up? Hey Spellbound Bear, and everyone. Yeah, so today I have to fix, I could see like a little bit of like glittering on my face. Hold on one second, let's fix that. It always looks different once we go live, it's weird. Okay, that did it. Cool, I think. Yeah, that did it. Damn it, now there's like a halo around me of green. I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah, that's better. Damn, I can never get it just right. I mean, is it because I'm shiny or something? Yeah, that's better. Yeah, thanks, Jay. He likes my top. So I got this outfit on because I wanted to talk about Baroque art. Oh my god, I have to dye my hair. I have a light source on top. It's actually quite yellow. Let me turn the light source on. I think that might be better, actually. Alright. Have to adjust some more. Sorry about it, guys. Just deal with me a little bit. Okay. I think we are good. It's a bit contrasty. Okay. I think that'll do. Yeah, so I got this outfit on because I made a tweet. We'll go over my tweet, and it had to do with Baroque art. And so it's heavily inspired by the church, the Catholic Church. So I got my Baroque top and my cross earrings. It's just, this is my Baroque vibe right now. So I feel like, you know, I love fashion. It's all about fashion, you know, and it's kind of cool to match outfits with themes. So that's something you guys can look forward to. Oh, we got Fuck Google too. I gave $5. It says, for a nice scone. Thanks. It pretty much will cost $5 for a nice scone. I am off carbs right now, but I love scones. Maybe before I leave England, I will have some tea and biscuits. Jam first or cream first? What goes on top? I don't know. Hey, Skinless Frank, nice to see you in here. I'm sorry, Conservative UK. I know it's really late right now. Probably Stephen Forex and all my great UK people are probably out of here because it's so late. I just got caught up talking to my mother for a bit. I haven't talked to her in a while, and I was fighting with her a little bit last time I interacted with her. So it was really important to me to make sure I catch up with family. You know, streaming can wait. Yeah, so I made a tweet. Let's go over to my tweet and see what I'm talking about here. Okay, content cards, a bit intense. God, I should prep better. It's just time flies. Window capture. Alright, that'll do. So, ooh, God, you guys can see all my tabs. That's not a good idea. Yeah, let's hide the tab action. Yeah, so let's go down. Oh, yeah, some interesting things, real quick. Just side note, I guess Johnny Depp is trying to downplay some of this Native American thing that he's doing and downplaying how vicious and brutal. Let's just check that out real quick. The truth Johnny Depp wants to hide about the real life Tontos, how Comanche Indians butchered babies, roasted enemies alive, and would ride 1,000 miles to wipe out one family. And they go through this article, if you check it out on my Twitter. It goes through actual details. Like there's actual people and stories and things and the horrible things that this tribe did. So lots. Look at this. A lot of stuff, and you can go through all the horror details. But I guess he's trying to make this Native American be a little come across not as bad as the history actually tells it. And that's kind of what we see when it comes to Columbus Day and Thanksgiving, is that there's this myth of the noble savage, and they try to portray Native American, which I don't have a problem with Native Americans in general. I mean, we all have, like, they're just weak white people. I'm not even a colonial white person. I'm Slavic, so I'm Croatian. So our people were actually... our land wasn't constantly invaded. I mean, we had wars in the 90s that I remember. Constant. I just remember my grandmother bitching about the Turks and invasions and all sorts of stuff. Muslim people would capture us Slavs and torture and make us slaves and stuff like that. So I'm not even, like, defending my own, like, white European, white colonial stuff. I mean, just, like, I hate how people... want to change history, and so there's a lot of history about how horrible the natives were. They were not just gentle creatures that we tortured and killed and wiped out. They were very horrible to their own people, and I have this whole thread on here about how they had mass graves. They found mass graves from like 1300s or whatever in America somewhere, and it's all natives and not only that, this whole smallpox blanket thing is a myth perpetuated by known fraudster named Ward Churchill. So look that up, Ward Churchill. And he is known to have been a fraud in academic studies. He's definitely called out about it. But this myth is still repeated all the time. And what really happened was that they started dying off about a century after Europeans came to America, slowly over time. And there was disease, but it wasn't due to smallpox blankets and germ warfare, because we didn't even know about germs. We didn't discover what germs were, so how could we use germ warfare if we didn't know germs existed until like centuries later? And what it was disease that came in from cattle from Mexico. So a little bit of research. You guys should check that out. Yeah, it looks like Turning Point USA saw my tweet, because this girl's tweet that's doing something with Turning Point USA is literally exactly like my tweet. Conservatives can't honestly say they're trying to, quote, win the culture wars while simultaneously abandoning the entertainment news celeb gossip powerhouse. Well, I didn't mean the celeb gossip stuff, but the first part is literally my tweet criticizing Turning Point USA for creating this like event called Culture War, and I flipped out about saying culture war and all this stuff. Fantastic artist Sean doing Columbus, fantastic. Another great artist Barry doing some Mel drawings, love Mel, base Mel. Yeah, this is a little bit of just like wanted to show you guys how like even in 2013 over here, see October 14, 2013, I said stop bitching about Columbus, and I remember this tweet and I locked it. You can see I had it locked when I searched for it, because eventually I kept getting attacked so much about this concept and defending Columbus, and I remember thinking, is this like a thing I should do? Like, because all I knew that everyone kept bitching about Columbus, and so people would fight with me. Eventually I locked the tweet because I was sick of getting attacked. And it just shows that I've been actually saying this stuff not when it's trendy the past few years for attention, but many, many years ago when I felt very alone about this stuff. Yeah, I said germs were discovered in the 1800s. So yeah, there's that. If you guys don't know who traditional traditional Western art guy is, he has fantastic tweets. He posts really beautiful architecture and art and all sorts of fine art every day, and it's really, really, really great. AJ Cortez has been on my show. I've interviewed him before. Again, trad Western art, fantastic stuff. Okay. Yeah, John Press actually is fantastic. He retweeted my tweet that I'm getting to right now. Oh, God, look, trad Western art, more Art Deco stuff. in New York City look fantastic. That is so cool. Yeah, John K. Press, you guys should follow him as well. He actually is a culturist, and he is the one that actually has a book about the myth of the noble savage, and he talks a lot about that kind of stuff. This might be his book, actually. He's really great, so give him a follow. He's really, really great, really intellectual person. I think I might have him on my show sometime and do an interview with him, because when I was doing interviews, like I say, I want to share. I don't want to just like recycle the same e-celebs and same bitching about censorship or this or that, same talking points over and over again, the same faces, the same people, the same things. I really like to show you some really, really fantastic people that are out there, and doing really great stuff. And this is a great person that I might have on, John Press, and really intellectual stuff. So you guys should really make note of this is how we elevate not only the right and conservatism, but society as well. I mean, we should be well-read. We should value decent people that provide decent, interesting content, books, whatever, theories, conversations. So you guys should really just follow good people. I don't want to show you that. But yeah, he retweeted my tweet about, there's an account, European High Art Society, who shared this picture, which is of Bernini. And some of you guys may remember, some of you may be fairly new, but a while ago, maybe like last year, on a stream, we were talking about Bernini. I've actually done a video about Bernini at Rebel when I was there, because there was, let me look it up actually, Bernini finger broken sculpture. Yeah, here we go. Bernini masterpiece loses a finger on its way back to Rome Church. Yeah, this was 2018 in May. Yeah, so last year. But the statue of Saint Bibiana by Italian master Bernini had a finger knocked off as it was returned from an exhibition in the Galleria Borghese. The marble statue, which depicts the Roman martyr holding a palm leaf, was left missing the fourth finger of the saint's right hand. So this hand that comes up, so the fourth finger, the ring finger of this hand sticking out. In these photos, all that remains is a small stump, which is terrible. The accident reportedly happened as the statue is being lifted back into place above the altar of Santa Bibiana, the church in central Rome for which Bernini created in 1626. The newly restored work had been on loan for the first time in its history to the capital's, I don't know if I'm saying this right, Borghese Gallery, which recently hosted a major exhibition of the Baroque sculptor's masterpieces. The Borghese Gallery requested the statue for a Bernini exhibition. Oh, God, I wish I could go to that. And we couldn't say no. One of the church's priests told, whatever, I think this website or something. But when it came back, it was put into place right away. And while they were positioning it, they accidentally brought it into contact with the wall. And that's how it lost a finger. Oh, this is just so sad. Terrible. It really, really is terrible. Bernini is fantastic. So I have talked about on stream some of the Bernini's works, and we'll get into that and others. But this is Bernini's David. And everyone's familiar with Michelangelo's David, which is here on the left. And, here on the, oh shit, I still have a picture of this in the background. Hold on. Shit. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Yeah, here on the left, let me just, let's do this. Let's do this, shall we? Much better. Yeah, so I've talked about this on stream, and it is the differences between Michelangelo's David and Bernini's David. And the difference is the Renaissance is Michelangelo and Bernini is Baroque. And on the left, you can see serenity. It's eternal. It's stability. Horizontal or vertical lines, very up and down, or very straight lines. Calm, nobility. It's more reserved and distant, and it's idealized. So yeah, most of us are familiar with Michelangelo's David as this idyllic version of the human form and his story. But the Baroque, Bernini's, has emotional intensity. So it's very intense. Definitely is the Renaissance. Michelangelo's is serene, and Bernini's is definitely intense. It's a moment in time. So as Michelangelo's is eternal. It's this just classic eternal pose. And not that, okay, and I want to make a distinction because someone made a comment about also liking Michelangelo's or whatever. Renaissance stuff is great. This is not an either or. This is not a competition. This is just distinguishing the differences of styles in art history. So I think it's just some cool, fun facts for people to understand. I miss art history. I took a little bit in university, but I studied math actually as a major. I took some electives in art history in particular. But yeah, so it's not a competition. It's not that like I'm being like, yay, Baroque, no, Renaissance. They're both great. They're actually both really, really great. And the misconception when people talk about modern art is that they're usually criticizing modern art, but they're trying to criticize contemporary art. Sure, they may be criticizing modern art in its purest form, but modern art, just like modern dance, is actually a period in time. I'm not exactly sure, but it was definitely around like the 50s and stuff, like Pollock, Jackson Pollock and all that. Let me see, modern art. Oh, wow. It went from the 1860s to the 1970s is modern art. So people say modern art when I think that they are talking about contemporary art. And it's the same thing with dance. Modern dance is a specific, there are specific dates, but contemporary dance is today's dance. And it had the same concept as art, modern art, where it was kind of like a pushback from classicism. So modern dance was when they started being like anti-ballet, anti-ornate costuming, and it's very like a rejection of all that, and it was the same thing with modern art that they were doing. But yeah, Renaissance and Baroque are very similar. They definitely went from one to the other, and in that general time period was all fantastic work when artists were still considered very skillful and respected, highly, highly respected. I mean, both of these things can imagine just chiseling away. Like, what happens if you fuck up? What happens if you like messed up for a second and you're like, shit, I just chipped his nose off or something? Like, oh my God, that's crazy. I just want to check in on you guys real quick, so I'm just switching cameras for a second. Sorry, I'm just checking in on you guys' comments. Let me see where we're at. Okay, we got Font Google 2. Finally caught a stream. I just want to make sure we're streaming okay. We're streaming okay? Yeah, our health. The health is good of the stream. Thank you. I think. Shit. I might have jinxed it. Okay. I stayed away from Columbus Day posts on Instagram. Yeah, it's probably best to do. The counterculture. Culture. Skinless Frank felt the same way about Brexit. Dude, bro, are you British? Okay, the noise on the table, guys. I don't know what to tell you because look at what I did. Can you guys see me? The books, the mic is on 2 sets of books here. Okay. Ooh, Steven, you're in here. It's on 2.
Here's some modern art for you.
Thank you for that, Steven. You're so great, by the way. Yeah, so I tried propping the mic up. I'm sorry about it. I gotta click. I gotta use the mouse. I'll try not to bang on the table, but like, I don't know. Maybe I gotta turn down the volume settings on this thing. I don't know. I'm working on it. But I definitely propped it up so there's a layer between the table and the mic. I'm doing the best that I can. Thanks, Steven. By the way, I have a pile behind me, a giant big pile of tubes, and I'm so excited for you to get your merch. And I have things all set up. I just have to make it to the post office one day. And on my way slowly getting things to you. So I'm really excited for you to get that. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, guys, Skinless Frank is great. Follow him on Instagram. Jay, you can throw in his link in there. Please do that. We'll get back to this, Baroque. Martina, we have a big problem with Bosnian Muslims here in Bosnia. They want to expel Christians. Yeah, it's been that way for a long time, and I remember that struggle in the 90s, and that's also what is annoying about this whole, "Oh, you're just trying to be trendy, e-girl." And it's like, dude, I'm Croatian. Like, I was raised with my mother being like, Muslims, like, no, bad, like, wars going on and watching it on the news. So, like, chill. Since the 90s, dude.
Here, has costume money.
Ooh, costume money? Thanks, Joshua. Costume money is definitely what I need. That's what I'm trying to do, is get back to Lady Alchemy, and get my life back. And the costume money is definitely appreciated. I was in Bosnia in 1998 with the army. Not fun times. Oh, did you see Hillary there? Avoiding sniper fire? Okay. I'm going to have to take pee breaks. I'm really sorry about it, guys. I'm going to hold it for now. But, like, I've been drinking too much energy drinks. Too many energy drinks. And it makes me go to the bathroom really bad. Yeah, guys, go follow Skinless Frank. He does fantastic art. Again, I am all here trying to show new, interesting, quality people and bring you guys to it. Mostly focus on, like, 98%, 99% is about the arts and culture. Culture. That is, like, what you can tune in to see me about. You know, you don't need me to give you my shitty takes on political stuff like immigration policy or this or that or whatever. We get it. Immigration bad. Blah, 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 blah. I am not here to be a pundit to talk about policy or anything political like that. We get it. SJW's bad. Feminists annoying. Yeah, we get it. I am here to bring you art. That is my expertise. That is what I did for a decade. And that's mostly what I want to do here. So I want to show you guys some really cool stuff. Skinless Frank, good stuff. Thanks, Jay. Thanks. I mean, my politics, I'm stronger in politics than people like Candace, for sure. Because like I said last time, I mean, she really had nothing to say about, what is it called? Like environmental stuff and global warming, other than like, no, it's fake, it's bad. Like, okay, bitch, like, you can talk about China or India or whatever and say that we can't really do much. Our our energy shouldn't be focused on that because we can't compete with those countries. We can only do so much, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I have more points to make than most other people that are political pundit types. So, I mean, okay, my politics are not that bad. I have more things to say, but I'm not the expert, okay? I would sit there, if I were talking to an expert, struggle a bit. I just know 10 to 21 bad. Okay, yeah, environment, care about it. We should care about the environment. Nothing wrong with that. Raphael would enjoy more history on Michelangelo's rival into the work in the Vatican. Yeah, Skin the Spring. Better for us to focus on art. You're definitely right on that. No good being negative. Focus on building up an alternative. Attract people through art. Okay, so let's get back into it then. So we were here. Yeah, I was saying that it's not a competition. It's not that one is better or the other. One precedes the other. So you can see that Michelangelo's David was 1501. He built it from 1501 to 1504. And Bernini's, so that's the Renaissance time period, and Baroque is the 1600s, 1623 to 1624. He only did that in 1 year. And also, Bernini was like 24 when he made this. He was like 24. Let me see. Bernini David. It's a life-size marble sculpture. Oh my god. The sculpture was one of many commissioned to decorate Villa of Bernini's patron cardinal, whatever, in the Borghese, where it still resides today as part of the Galleria Borghese. It was completed in the course of 7 months, not even a year. Holy fucking shit. Bernini made this in 7 months. He made this this marble life-size sculpture faster than I made a comic book. Oh my god. This dude, oh god, I have to do like Bing or something. Hold on, Bing. Bernini David. He made this shit, life-size marble sculpture, faster than I made a comic book. Absolutely ridiculous. And he was like 24 or some shit. Let's get back into it. And let's see. Yeah, it's the biblical event with David and Goliath. And so, again, like this thing said, it's a moment in time. And it's dynamic. It's energy, movement. And so as Michelangelo's is serene and eternal and classic, just standing there, is romanticized and idealized. Bernini's is like a moment in time. In math, it would be a derivative. It's an instantaneous rate of change and at a certain point in time. So it's that specific moment, derivative in time of him about to throw this rock. And so you could see his face. Look at his face, the emotion in that face. And actually, that face, I think it was like his son or something. Wait, if he was like 24 or some shit, I'll go back to his age. But this face was modeled after someone related to him. So let me go. Oh, no. The Pontiac Transport. This is my household, the minivan that I grew up with. I was looking that up. Where am I? this one. Okay. Yeah, so it's a moment in time of David and Goliath, him like throwing that rock. The sculpture broke new ground in its implemented movement and its physiological intensity. So between 1618 and 1625, Bernini was commissioned to undertake various sculptural work for the villa of one of his patrons, Cardinal Cispone, this guy. I guess he's an art collector and patron of the arts, a member of the Borghese family, and was a patron of the painter Caravaggio as well, who is another Baroque artist, and we'll get into that, and the artist Bernini. His legacy is the establishment of the art collection at the Villa Borghese in Rome. Now, see, this is what I'm talking about, guys. Where the hell are wealthy people, wealthy families, wealthy donors, people that care about art and culture? Back then, you had this art collector and a patron of the arts, someone from a really astute, or not astute, that's not the word, but someone from a wealthy family that was a patron of the arts. This is what I'm talking about. Where are they? Where are these people on the right, these wealthy donors or whatever, or people that care about the culture war? Where are they? This is what we need. This is what made society great, his art. He was commissioned to undertake this. In 1623, only yet 24 years old, he was working on the sculpture of Apollo. Oh, okay, so I guess he was 24 when he did this one. This is another one of his famous works, which is fantastic. You can see this is one of those Greco-Roman myths of Apollo and Daphne, and she's like basically running away from this guy who's like trying to rape her or some shit, and she's like turning into a tree. So you can see her hair and her fingertips are turning into leaves, and it's very, very delicate. I mean, imagine, look at the fingers here. Look at the fingers turning into leaves and the hair turning into leaves. I mean, talk about the finger falling off. Look at how delicate that is. That is insane. Insane. And talk about degeneracy. I mean, I think I see a tit. Degenerate. So he's 24 when he did that. Insane. For unknown reasons, he abandoned this project and started to work on the David. According to records of payment, Bernini had started on the sculpture by mid-1623, and his contemporary biographer states that he finished it in 7 months. Insane. Okay. So, yeah, that's that. I mean, I guess people can do the math of how old he was when he did it. I don't feel like doing that right now. Let's get back to it. Diagonals instead of vertical. You see how Michelangelo's is just straight up and down, and Bernini's is definitely diagonal. You see the moment and the movement of him arching is let me get to the Bernini's face thing. I think it's definitely modeled after someone. David's face, frowning and biting his lower lip, is contorted in aggression. Belton tells anecdotes of Bernini held a mirror up to Bernini's face so that the artist could model the sculpture on himself. This bears witness to Bernini's working methods as well as to the close relationship he enjoyed with the future pope. Yeah, I don't know. There's something about his face that he definitely used an IRL model for that. Let me just check in on you guys again real quick. Okay, we got a $5 from Sergeant Buckwheat. And he says, you just put art in math terms. It isn't much, but for that deserve the rest of my week's beer money. Keep it up and you'll get next week's too. Oh man, your beer money, no way. No way. And yeah, so I studied math, but I love art. I became an artist. And so sometimes, if you watch my cooking video, I also talked about cutting onions orthogonally. And some people really got a kick out of me using a math term for cutting onions. But yeah, I like to... Yeah, there's more related to math and art than people realize. And you know what? I'm going to make a note of that because maybe that's another art stream. Math and art. There's definitely more of a connection about that than people really understand. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying. Apollo could not take the hint, and the poor girl had to turn into a tree to escape. It's Harvey Weinstein. So in regard to these donors and stuff, patrons of the arts, he says now Armand Augustine Luis de... I don't know how to say her name. Now they are humanitarians and have become like most of the people. They've become consumers. Consumer is the death of civilization. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, the neighborhood guy says proportions are slightly enhanced on Michelangelo's David. Slightly longer arms, torso, neck, etc. Almost godlike and natural, unattainable. Yeah, that's true. I think I think the Renaissance had like it's like a mannerism art. I think that was the term. Yeah, mannerisms. When they did that, they would elongate. They would elongate things. Yeah, and it looks like you're right. It's the same time as... Where's the wiki? Mannerism. Yeah, it was in the late Renaissance. Yeah, it's a style of European art that emerged in the later years of the Italian High Renaissance around 1520, spreading about, whatever, blah, 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 when the Baroque style largely replaced it. So yeah, it was in the Renaissance, right before the Baroque, where they elongated. Like, look at this. I mean, her neck is elongated. Look at this baby. I mean, that is a huge, long baby. They did this style of elongating. I think the Sistine Chapel is also... God, I don't know how to spell that. It's going to be embarrassing trying to do that in front of you guys. But I think that the Sistine Chapel is a lot of mannerism paintings. It's just everything's very elongated. It was influenced and reacting to the harmonious ideals associated with artists such as Da Vinci, Raphael, and Michelangelo, where High Renaissance art emphasizes proportion, balance, and ideal beauty. Mannerism exaggerates such qualities, often resulting in compositions that are asymmetrical or unnaturally elegant. I like that. Unnaturally elegant. Cool. The style is notable for its intellectual sophistication as well as its artificial as opposed to naturalistic qualities. This artistic style privileges compositional tension and instability rather than the balance and clarity of earlier Renaissance painting. Mannerism in literature and music is notable for its highly florid style and intellectual sophistication.
Tuning in and seeing my Bernini. Love it.
Yes. Hey, C.L. Hubbard. Okay, this is another one, guys. C.L. Hubbard is a talented artist as well. Fine artist. Drawing. Fine artist. So, if you guys can drop in that link, I don't know, CL, if you can drop that in yourself to your works, your social media. But Jay can make sure you do that. Oh, thanks for the spelling of Sistine. So it's like sister, Sistine. Okay. Let me let's see. Let's do Sistine Chapel. Mannerism. Look at me getting into like mannerism now. Like, is this supposed to be about this is supposed to be about Baroque. It was actually in this wiki about mannerism. Let me see. Sistine. The period has been the origins and role models as a natural extension of the art of this guy, painter in Florence. His Sistine Chapel ceiling provide examples for them to follow. In particular, his representation of collective figures, often called, I don't know how to say that. Really big.
Hi, Martina! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark!
Wow. Hi. Let me make that donation thing a little bit smaller and hey, you seem like a new person. Let me just check you out here. The Drac. I don't think I've seen you around. You just donated $100 in super chats. Oh my god, you guys are making my day. Fuck yeah. We're doing art history all the time now. I said, hi Martina, and that's it for $100. Thank you so much. Really, really helps me out. I'm going back to America and trying to get my life back. So that really, really, really helps a lot. Thank you. Nice to see you. Stay in touch. I'd love for you to be on my my favorite person's email list or something. So please go into my bio and you can see my email. It's martinamarkotanyc@gmail.com. And please send me a message. I'd love to stay in touch with you. Thank you so much. Yeah, so... Ooh, sorry, I'm just looking... Tuning in and seeing my Bernini, love it. Okay, CL Hubbard, nice to see you. Yeah, great. Thank you for sharing that, Jay. Yeah, Stephen. CL Hubbard is fantastic. I'm telling you, I may not have like hundreds and thousands or millions of followers, but let me tell you, the followers that I do have and people that I consider my friends are absolutely fantastic. I mean, I wouldn't trade 1 million followers, like retarded followers, for the fantastic people that I am surrounded with. So that is just something that you and me, us, we have to just focus on quality, not quantity. And it is really, really good people. So just stick around and be a part of the good art that we have around. Love your cooking videos, the Drac said. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Drac? Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm going to be doing another cooking stream with Donna very soon. She's traveling around the world, studying the mysteries of the universe. So we will be but we have planned a dessert stream. So yeah, we'll have a dessert stream as soon as possible. I'll let you know dates. Going to America, aren't you in the U.S. at the moment? No, I'm in the UK. I've been here for over a year. So I am very excited to go home and see my family. And I miss America. I miss the sun. It doesn't stop raining. Yeah. Okay, let's get back to the lessons, shall we? Okay, yeah, I mean, we pretty much exhausted this tweet, but calm nobility in Michelangelo's and the energy and movement of Bernini's, and basically what we've been talking about, Michelangelo, the Renaissance period is idealized, and the Baroque is real, not idealized. So hence the comment about the mannerism, the elongated shapes of the Renaissance period. So that was a main difference between the two, and most people are familiar with Michelangelo's David, but they're not with Bernini's, which is a shame. Again, not a competition, not saying one is better than the other, but most normies that aren't really art fanatics are not familiar with the Bernini's, but they are Michelangelo's. So I wanted to share a little bit of that with people, and I think it went well. People were excited about that. So let me switch over to some of the notes that I have for today, shall we? I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom. Yes, you do not stop raining in the UK. It's insane, especially up north. I was in London the past year, but I'm a little bit up towards Manchester right now, and it just it doesn't stop. Hey, Dinah, what's up? Nice to see you in here. Yeah, I've been streaming. I can't believe it, already an hour, and I'm not into my main stuff yet, but it was, I think, a good first hour. So when you can, when the video loads, please go and check it out. Yeah, Dinah, I'm in my Baroque outfit. See, I got my Baroque look on. Might do a quick little commercial break just so that I can go to the bathroom. I'm really sorry about that, guys, but an hour not going to the bathroom on an energy drink is actually pretty decent for me. Only one problem with London's full of Londoners. So funny. Okay, let me just put a quick commercial on for 2 seconds and go to the bathroom. So guys, do not go anywhere. Literally, I'll be right back in 2 seconds. Okay. Is this one? No. Is that a loop? Lady Alchemy commercial? Metacog commercial? What should we do? I'll just give you a Lady Alchemy commercial. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, back Gotta dye my hair. It's very brown up top. Even though I have a light up here, it makes it look worse. It's brown. Oh no! Steven's leaving. Thank you so much, Steven. Nice seeing you, and I'm really excited to send you your stuff. Okay. Where are we at? Okay, that's good. Okay, so Baroque is a period of artistic style that started around 1600 in Rome, Italy, and spread throughout the majority of Europe. So we have some Western art to go through, some art history, and there are some specific characteristic traits of Baroque art and some specific artists. So let's try to go through them. And the most important factors during the Baroque era were the Reformation and the Counter-Reformation. The development of the Baroque style was considered to be closely linked with the Catholic Church. Hence, all of the religious type stuff. Let's go through Bernini's stuff. He did a lot of religious stuff, hence the one with the finger and all that stuff, and the saints, and the David. Those were all biblical. They were all religious. He worked with a lot of churches. I think his benefactor at the time, the patron of the arts, something about him becoming a pope or something. A lot of his works were for the church. So that is really interesting. Hence my outfit. I got the cross earrings, and it's very biblical. I just love that, and that's the kind of style that I like. The popularity of the Baroque style was encouraged by the Catholic Church, which had decided at the Council of Trent that the arts should be should communicate religious themes and direct emotional involvement in response to the Protestant Reformation. So this is really, really interesting. And again, someone that I had on my stream in an interview, in one of my interview streams you guys should check out, he was like a priest or something, and he talked a lot about the involvement of the Catholic Church in the arts. So he's into the church and art and all this stuff, and he likes Lady Alchemy and my work as well. So he came on my interview stream, and we talked a lot about the Catholic Church and and art and how that connects, and that is something that the Catholic Church really, really was involved with. Eduardo said, yes, the Catholic Church was very important to the development in art, especially in the Baroque period. Bach's music is especially religious, and Bach was probably the greatest composer ever. So military time, Stephen. Yeah, it's military time. So that is just, it's a really, really interesting thing. And unfortunately, I don't think the Catholic Church does that now. Even down to architecture, the Catholic Church, and I talked about this with my guy on stream in the interview. Here, let me find that interview stream, actually, so I'll link it in the chat. Videos. Let's see what I have here. Oh, yeah, this guy. Okay. It's the second part of this video. The first guy is talking about child trafficking, and the second one is Aesthetics Betrayed, and we talk a lot about what I am just going over. So let me give you that link if you guys want to save that video for later. The Catholic Church indeed doesn't do that anymore. It's a pity. Yeah, and we also talked about in the stream about even the architecture. Today, I mean, you see a lot of churches that are like office buildings. They look absolutely terrible. When back in the, Baroque era, the Renaissance era, and like the Gothic style, and they really cared about aesthetics, and that's what I love about the Catholic Church. Excuse me. Is the ornateness, and this is another factor of Baroque art is ornate, and that's what I love. Hence, all this ornate stuff. And it's just really sad. I mean, I grew up Catholic. That was, Croatian. We're very Catholic. Wars, like I said, with Muslims or whatever. And I was baptized. I went to Sunday school, and I grew up with a Croatian Catholic mom, old school European. And so that's how I was raised, but I don't go to church today. I'm not a fan of the Pope. It's just a lot of leftist influence, which is bizarre in the Catholic Church and with the Pope. I mean, some bizarre stuff. So it's unfortunate, but that is my culture. Even if I don't go to church or whatever, which I would go to mass, but haven't found the right one yet to attend. But ultimately, that is my culture that I grew up with. What my tradition, what I know. Like, I don't know any other. I don't even know anything about Protestantism other than what I learned in school. So some churches look like the warehouse. Not a fan of the modern day Pope. So it's unfortunate, but it was the Catholic Church and art, I mean, was such a big deal, and they don't do that anymore, and that's a shame. I think conservatism and the Catholic Church should go back to art and being patrons of the arts, and bringing that, believing in culture to be shaped that way. The Baroque style is characterized by exaggerated motion and clear detail used to produce drama, exuberance, and grandeur in sculpture, painting, architecture, literature, dance, and music. That is really interesting. I always say this wrong. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but the chiaroscuro technique, which means light painting. We can get into that. Chiaroscuro technique refers to the interplay between light and dark that was often used in Baroque paintings of dimly lit scenes to produce a very high contrast dramatic atmosphere. Famous painters of the Baroque era include Rubens, Caravaggio, and Rembrandt. Yeah, when I think of the chiaroscuro and the high contrast between dark and light, I think of Rembrandt a lot. In music, the Baroque style makes up a large part of the classical canon, such as Bach, Handel, and Vivaldi. The later Baroque style was termed Rococo, a style characterized by increasingly decorative and elaborate works. I love elaborate styles. I just love it. I mean, when I go to a really old school Catholic church and a cathedral that's Gothic and stuff, and they have their robes and the staff, and it's just so I love it so much. It's gold, and there's actually some Baroque inspired fashion that I'm really, really a fan of. Hence, I got these earrings and this shirt and stuff. Let me find it for you. Baroque fashion. It's not traditional old school Baroque, which is. Let me share with you. Oh. Sorry. Yeah, so the traditional Baroque is this, this dresses and stuff, very ornate things. But what I'm talking about is a flavor of that. like this. Oh God, I have this fucking art stream in the way. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. I love like the inspiration, the ornate gold and all that stuff. And the, yeah, so here we go. Here's some more. This is like a modern day. I mean, look at the men's. This is kind of cool, actually. I'm digging that. Like, look at how ornate and cool that is. I love it. I'm into that. Oh yeah, so here's one. It's just cool. Very, very detailed. Oh yeah, this is actually inspired by one of my Lady Alchemy costumes. I had this like effect, but with the heart in the middle. So, love it, love it, love it. I love the Baroque style. This is modern day Baroque inspiration. Really cool. Hence I got these earrings and stuff. Yeah. Alright, I'll get back to it. Sorry. I'm easily distracted. Let me just see what you guys are saying. Oh, I love Alexander McQueen's Anna. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I mean, there's some things with contemporary stuff that I do like. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna be like, oh, modern bad, old's good. But we're just gonna go through some art history, and I do really particularly love the this Baroque style. Very decorative and elaborate works. So some key terms are the Counter-Reformation, the period of Catholic revival, beginning with the Council of Trent in 1545 and 1563. Sorry, 1545 to 1563. Oh God, sorry. And ending at the close of the 30 Years' War in 1648. Sometimes considered a response to the Protestant Reformation. So this was a period of Catholic revival. Cool, right? That's like, especially the aesthetics is really cool. And this is the kind of stuff that we have to focus on, less complaining about kid drag queens and what the left is doing, and more of a revival of what we want, okay? This is what we have to do. So that's like the Counter-Reformation. And the Reformation is the religious movement initiated by Martin Luther in the 16th century to reform the Catholic Church. So the Counter-Reformation was like the Catholic Church trying to like counter that Reformation movement. Council of Trent, one of the Roman Catholic Church's most important meetings, held between 1545 and 1563 in northern Italy. It was prompted by the Protestant Reformation and has been described as the embodiment of the Counter-Reformation. So the Catholic Church was a bit like, oh shit, this thing called Protestantism is trying to reform and create this thing, and we need some sort of revival. Oh yeah, the Dada movement is actually really cool. Eduardo, I may talk about that sometime, so I'm gonna put that in my notes as well as the math and art thing. The Dada movement. Something about Dada is actually Julia Savola, which the right always loves, right? Like revolt against the modern world, you know. He was a huge fan. This is why I love Julia Savola. Was that Evola? Was that he has that trifecta that I absolutely love and adore. It is art. He was a huge fan of art and the Dada movement. Alchemy. He actually was really, really into alchemy and was really smart about that kind of stuff. And he had like right-wing trad politics and stuff. So he has that like perfect trifecta where I'm like, yes, that's it. Art, alchemy, politics, cool. Like, he gets it. So that's why I like Evelyn, not just like revolt against the modern world, revolt against the modern world. Like, yeah, I get it. Cool. Revolt against the modern world. He did eventually have some issues with the Dada movement or whatever, but like he was genuinely, a fan of it. So that's cool. Okay. Oh yeah, and another key term is, like I said before, chiaroscuro, an artistic technique popularized during the Renaissance, referring to the use of exaggerated light contrasts in order to create the illusion of volume. I know it as light painting, so creating this beautiful lighting with high contrasts. So the Baroque is a period of artistic stuff. Sorry, I'm just like reading stuff out. These are my notes, like whatever. This is how I'm doing the stream, and I get sidetracked sometimes and go off on my own tangents. So just deal with it. The Baroque is a period of artistic style that started around 1600 in Rome, Italy, and spread throughout the majority of Europe during the 17th and 18th centuries. In formal usage, the word Baroque describes something that is elaborate and highly detailed. Oof, I love that. Elaborate and highly detailed. All about it. All about it. The important factors in the Baroque era was, like we just talked about, the Reformation and the Counter-Reformation, with the development of the Baroque style considered to be linked closely with the Catholic Church. The popularity of the style was, in fact, encouraged by the Catholic Church. I mean, can you imagine that? Today? Like, Catholic Church having such a hand in art. And when I'm talking about funding the arts too, let's be honest here, the Catholic Church has money. So like, damn, like they could beat out any leftist Soros or Hollywood or whatever. I mean, it's the Catholic Church. They've been around way before Soros and leftist Hollywood. They've got a lot of money. And power. So, I mean, man, let's just be involved in the arts, like fund that shit. But anyway, it was decided at the Council of Trent that the arts should communicate religious themes and direct emotional involvement in response to the Protestant Reformation. They use the arts. This is what I'm talking about when we say culture war. You have to use art to communicate these things. Baroque art manifests itself differently in various European countries owing to their unique political and cultural climates. Characteristics: the Baroque style is characterized by exaggerated motion and clear detail used to produce drama, exuberance, and grandeur in sculpture, painting, architecture, literature, dance, and music. Baroque iconography was direct, obvious, and dramatic, intending to appeal above all to the senses and the emotions. The use of the chiaroscuro technique is a well-known trait of Baroque art. This technique refers to the interplay between light and dark and is often used in paintings of dimly lit scenes to produce a high contrast, dramatic atmosphere. The chiaroscuro technique is visible in the painting Massacre of the Innocents by Peter Paul Rubens. That's right, let's bring that up. Hold on 1 second. So we got the Massacre of the Innocents, Peter Paul Rubens. There's actually a really, really great Twitter account as well that is a big Rubens Twitter account. But this is the chiaroscuro that they're talking about. Do you see the high contrast with the really dark in the background and some of the shadowing to the right of most of the bodies is the shadow, and then to the left where the light source is coming from, the left and above, you see skin tone and lights. Damn, she got her titties out and everything. Look at her. Yeah. Actually, hold on. Let me fix this because I might as well just put myself in the middle of the screen. Let me just check on you guys real quick. It's the Massacre of the Innocents. The Massacre of the Innocents by Peter Paul Rubens. Chiaroscuro refers to the interplay between the light and the dark as a technique often used in painting dimly lit scenes and using high contrast dramatic atmosphere, and this technique is visible in this painting. I mean, it's cool. Another thing that I love about this, there's actually a contemporary performance art group that, God, I gotta find it for you guys, but they do these old paintings by like Rubens and everything, these classical scenes, and they just go from one scene to the next. They'll whip out like a fabric and, you know, do it or whatever, and then they like hold each other and they just like do like a still life of the scene, and then they go into like the next one and they create like the next one, and just like all the poses and all of that. And that is what I try to do with Lady Alchemy, and this is why I considered it conservative. I don't know, like it I mean, I thought of it as more like my reference for Lady Alchemy for performance art. What are the old classics? I loved old Greek sculptures and painting. If you see their poses and it's the same thing with this Baroque style of the painting. I mean, even this Massacre looks beautiful. I mean, the way that they're all, you know, like posing is just, it's stunning. And that is kind of how I love movement to be. Ooh, new follower, cool. Let me just check in on you guys. Oh, your favorite is Caravaggio, the master of chiaroscuro. We'll get to that too. The church is highly corrupt nowadays. And it's no wonder people like Jordan Peterson make people talk more about the Bible than actual members of the church. True. He was also really into alchemy as well. So all the, Christian LARPers on Twitter need to go look at some Jordan Peterson and see how he brings in alchemy. They understand the importance of art, elevating the consciousness of the people for people who were illiterate. Yeah, that's exactly right. Illiteracy, and also a Catholic Mass was usually in Latin, and people that didn't understand Latin, there were things in there like the jingling of the bells when the body and blood of wine was converted. And there's all this ornate stuff, and they usually had like the 12... there's like 12 depictions of him carrying the cross, and it's like these little diorama figures around like the church or in the stained glass. There was all sorts of things to depict the, biblical stories all around the church. They used art, and it's fantastic. If I'm not mistaken, this piece of artwork by Peter Paul Rubens is based off when Herod killed the children of Bethlehem to try to kill Jesus. He was afraid of losing his kingship. Yeah. I remember that. Isn't that what like Passover is all about? So I guess that's what this painting was about. It's a biblical. Again, it's biblical. So it was about when, Herod was worried about this Jesus figure, and they massacred the innocent children. Yeah. Cool. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Let me find this Twitter account too that's really into the Rubens guy. Sorry. Let me just get to the Rubens guy. Thought I was retweeting him. Oh yeah, here he is. This guy, Battle of Gideon against the Midianites, 1626. This guy tends to do... This isn't the Rubens guy, is it? Maybe. I thought there was an account that's literally Peter Paul Rubens. Whatever. I'll find it. Just follow me on Twitter, and I tend to share this kind of stuff, so... Alright. Let's get back to it. Let me see. I cannot believe I've been streaming for like an hour and a half already. I barely got through shit. Sorry. I think I always like confuse the Passover story with the King Herod story, unless I'm mistaken. Huh. Alright, bye Steven. Yeah, catch the rest of the stream later. Nice to see you. Yes, Newton was an alchemist in the most pure way you can think of. Him and Leonardo da Vinci were my inspirations for studying alchemy. I love art and mathematics. I studied mathematics in university at NYU, and I was a math tutor for a long time. So my two influences were Isaac Newton and Leonardo da Vinci, and if those two geniuses were obsessed with alchemy, then I'm sorry, you trolls and you LARPers on Twitter. You're not smarter than Newton and Da Vinci, so sorry about it. I'm looking into it. Yeah, chemical engineering, cool. I was in, my calc classes were a lot of... Yeah, vector calculus applied. Yep. A lot. I had a lot of chemical engineers, biochemical engineers, in my calculus classes. Yeah, I know, like, the Passover was that, but I thought that was King Herod that issued that. I don't know, maybe I'm mistaken those two stories, confused them together, but I always thought they were the same thing. How long have we been going? An hour and a half by Byronic Nationalists. Really good stream. So when the stream ends, I encourage you to check out the first hour and a half, because we have been going over some art history, and it's fantastic. Okay. Where am I? Other important Baroque painters include Caravaggio, who is thought to be a precursor to the movement and is known for work characterized by close-up action and strong diagonals, and Rembrandt. Yeah, I think of Rembrandt when I think of chiaroscuro. In the Baroque style of architecture, emphasis was placed on bold spaces, domes, and large masses, as exemplified by the Queluz National Palace in Portugal. In music, the Baroque style makes up a large part of the classical canon. Important composers include Johann Sebastian Bach, George Handel, and Antonio Vivaldi. In the later parts of the period, the Baroque style was termed Rococo, a style characterized by increasingly decorative and elaborate works. I love that. Decorative and elaborate. I'm all about that. So as far as this palace in Portugal goes, this is a Baroque style palace characterized by the ornateness of it. And I don't see any domes here, but it's all right. Look at the sculptures on the roof. Look at the let me find a better picture of this, because this is not a very high resolution picture. Oh, I'm gonna have to do this on Bing, aren't I? God damn it. Yeah, this is what I wanted to show. Like, look at the, like, sculpturing on top of the windows. I am all about windows, ceilings. I love moldings. I love crown moldings and floor moldings, wall moldings. So look at all the decorative shit in this palace. It's cool. Very, very detailed and ornate. Alright, let's go back to... So let's look at some of these people that we mentioned. Oh my god. Kitty? I think Kitty wants to come in. Hold on. Oh. Alright. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow. Let's go over Caravaggio, I guess. Oh, I have to go to Bing. And look at the chiaroscuro in this. No, this is supposed to be in Bing. Oh, yes. Very nice. Yeah. I think that maybe that dance troupe did... Yeah, Rubens and Caravaggio paintings. Look at that. The contrast between the light and dark. This is what the Baroque chiaroscuro is all about. Like, look at the shading of that. Again, Rembrandt did this as well. That's the one that I'm most familiar with from like high school, like 20 years ago. I just remember Rembrandt with this style. Ew. The Taking of Christ. That's this one. Yeah. Cool. The Betrayal of Christ. There's baby Jesus. There's Mary. More Jesus stuff. Ooh, do we have angels in this one? Cool. I like it. I like it. 7 Works of Mercy. Saint Matthew. More Jesus. But again, also the, intense contrast between light and darks in this. And it creates that dramatic emotion. And you can do that with photography as well. I love photography that way. Yeah, this is the one I remember from that dance piece. Man, I want to bring that up. Let me look up. Let me try to find it. Yes! Check this out. This is so cool. This is really cool performance art for me. Like, what I think. Like the poses. This is what I'm talking about with dancing. And nudity is not sex. I'm pretty sure we can recognize these paintings. It's really cool. See the poses. Stunning. This is performance art. Cool. Like, I love that. And that's modern performance art. Contemporary performance arts, rather. And it's just, it's great. Yeah. Oh my god, never called. Just reading your comments. Anyway. Did you guys like the performance art piece? Okay, let's get back to it then. Oh yeah, we were looking at Caravaggio. Yeah, I think they did this one, right? I think that's what reminded me. Oh, I love it. Love it. Oops, shit. They did this one too. I'm not sure if you guys caught that or if that was a different video. But they did this one. Oh yeah, Kitty, really? You wanted to come in here. Now you want to go back out? No. Just relax. Yeah, this is Salome with the head of John the Baptist. It's a great one. There's also Judas beheading. Which one is the one Judas beheading? Anyway. My cat, I know. Okay. What was the other one? We just looked at Caravaggio, Rembrandt. Oh my God, Kat, you're really annoying. Stop. No. I love you. No. Let me see. I want some of his more elaborate ones. I mean, not that this is not elaborate, but he has more that are like the Caravaggio ones, I thought. These are like portraits. Oh yeah, I remember this one. Yeah. The Night Watch. Yep. Again, with the details. The light and dark contrast. Let's look at, just so we can see a little bit more of Bernini, what we were talking about. This is another rapey one. This is Persephone, however you want to say it. The rape of. This is, oh my God, just like absolutely stunning one in a church. I mean, the way that he was able to use marble and make it look like fabric. Flowing fabric. Oh yeah, this is the rape of Persephone one. I think we'll bump into a little bit more of these, but the way that the imprint of his hand on her thigh is so crazy. Like, this is marble and it looked like skin that was like being touched is insane. We went over this one. Yeah, this is the one in the church. Ecstasy of Saint something. Saint Teresa. Yeah, you can kind of see the hand there. Mushing that thigh in while she's rejecting him. It's like, that's marble. That's insane. You can even see the veins in his hand. It's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. Love Bernini. Look at the fabric. Look at that fabric. Look at that fabric. And again, the poses and the gestures. It's like, I love it. And that's how I love to model and perform, is in that style. Oh my God, I know, fabrics and flowing. Oh, I love it. This is the Daphne one we went over. Yeah, so those are some of the good ones. Yeah, that same one, the Ecstasy one. Just fantastic, fantastic artist. Let's go back. That's what I said before. Eduardo said this. These crazy artists from centuries ago were surely pretty fucked up in the head. One doesn't do this much work and gets to be sane. That's true. That's true. Will we have a stream on Dada? Yeah, I wrote it down. So I think that would be really interesting, because instead of just going on to, you know, the classics and, you know, old school stuff, and everyone does complain about modern art, I think that it would be really cool to visit that and really look into that. And again, Julia Savola was really into Dadaism, so we can go over that kind of stuff. It's really cool. Okay, where was I? Yeah, so it's the 16th century in Rome. It took the Roman vocabulary of Renaissance architecture and used it in new rhetorical and theatrical fashion. I love that. Often to express the triumph of the Catholic Church and the absolutist state. So I love that. It's like, man, they used art to show triumph of the Catholic Church. We're badass. And it's like the absolutist state. It was characterized by new explorations of form, light, and shadow, and dramatic intensity. I am all about that. Whereas the Renaissance drew on the wealth and power of the Italian courts and was a blend of secular and religious forces, the Baroque was, initially at least, directly linked to the Catholic Reformation, a movement within the Catholic Church to reform itself in response to the Protestant Reformation. Baroque architecture and its embellishments were, on one hand, more accessible to the emotions, and on the other hand, a visible statement of wealth and power of the Catholic Church. Man, they better take a hint from the Baroque era and do that shit again, or conservatives need to take the hint and use art and architecture to show the power that we have. I'm not saying we have that much power, but let's show it. Let's show how awesome this is. And I'm not talking about cringy art, pop culture art. I'm talking about some real stuff. Art Deco and Dada are still in the classical traditions, are they not? I thought Dada was a bit modernist. Art Deco is weird because it's very ornate and it's really cool, but I feel like sometimes there's a little hint of brutalist in Art Deco. So, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. So when we go over, I'll put Art Deco down too with the Dada, because I feel like it's what's my favorite like Art Deco time artist? What is it? Erte. I love Erte. And it's very ornate and all that. Art Deco's ornate, but as far as architecture goes, like the tweet that I shared, sometimes it's a bit brutalist with some fanciness. So I think there's a nice blend of the modern brutalist, like pavement and stuff, but like fancy, which is cool. Yeah, where am I? Dave Incognito gave $5. Hey, what's up, Dave? He said, if you like sculptures and reliefs, oh my god, yeah, reliefs, try looking up the Grand Punch Bowl I saw at the Tower of London, and I couldn't take my eyes off of it. You know what, Dave? I saw that too. I went to the Tower of London, and I saw the Grand Punch Bowl. It's solid gold in real life. And I saw the crown jewels as well. So, hells yeah, cool. I saw this shit in real life. So funny. Yeah. This thing is huge, by the way. The Grand Punch Bowl. It's pure solid gold. I want it. Like, when I saw it, I was like, I want it. That's not it. It was the first one. No. It's these first few pictures. I saw it. I was like, Jack, I want that. Like, can we have something like this? It's hard to see, but like, there's a lot of detail in this. Like you said, reliefs, which is, you know, cutting into. Where did that go? Let me try to get closer to it. Man, Bing has shit pictures. Okay. Let me go back to it. Just get a punch bowl and spray gold. No, that's poison. Gold is actually good for you. It's good. I don't want a poison bowl. Let's see what else I got. Yeah, the Pope is busy kissing Muslim feet. Okay. Where are we? The wealth and power of the Catholic Church. A number of buildings of the Baroque period in Rome had plans based on the Italian paradigm of the basilica with a cross dome and nave, but the treatment of the architecture was very different than what we had carried out previously. One of the first Roman structures to break with the previous conventions of the Mannerist style, that's what we talked about, that was the late Renaissance style of elongated figures and fantasy over stylizing them, was the Church of Santa Susanna, designed by Carlo Maderno. The dynamic rhythm of columns and sorry, hold on, just didn't know how to read that word, but that's okay. Central massing and the protrusion and condensed central decoration and complete add complexity to the structure. There is an playfulness with the rules of classic design, but it still maintains a level of rigor. So yeah, this is talking about having like like traditional structures to it. Like it's like a classical architecture, but it adds some extra oomph to it with some of the decorative pieces. Like I said, I love like the decorative stuff around like windows and the columns and what have yous. So, love it. Got that cross on top. We gotta be like Catholic Church. Boom. Here we are. Okay, so this is like the first curved Baroque church facade in Rome. Hold on a second. It was probably the first Baroque church facade in Rome. These concerns are even more evident in this reworking of the palace, with its chiaroscuro half-domed portico and concave side wings closely resemble a theatrical stage set and projects forward so that it substantially fills the tiny trapezoidal piazza. Okay, lots of words there. Let's look at this. Little dome action going on. It really does fit in that really small, tiny trapezoidal piazza, if you do. Aesthetics. Gold's what drove some people to California. It's true. Fill it with Goldschlager. Okay. Oh, hello, Spencer. He said just here to say a quick hello to Martina. Drinking with my brothers. You nice girl. Thanks, buddy. Come back anytime and catch up on the stream later. By the way, guys, it's almost time for me to go. Unfortunately, it's almost 2 hours. Time flies. Barely caught up with what I wanted to do today. Clowning around, Jay. I say the most boomerest things. Last year was rocking and rolling. We've been rocking and rolling, and this year it's clowning around. Clowning around. That's right. Oh, I gotta hide the ugly chair. Was my fur. Here we go. Okay. Where are we at? Blah, 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 blah. Comparison in Northern Europe. The Solomonic columns. Supreme. Ooh, this is interesting. the Charaguera family in northern Europe. The Spanish art of the period appealed to the emotions rather than seeking to please the intellect. The Charaguera family, which specialized in designing altars and retables, revolted against the sobriety of the classicism and promoted an intricate, exaggerated, almost capricious style of surface decoration known as the I don't know, the Churrigueresque. Churrigueresque. Within half a century, they transformed Salamanca into an exemplary. God, okay, I don't know how to say this shit, but let me just show you the goddamn pillars. Fucking ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. Then you guys know how to say that. I'll spell it out in the chat, but I guess this is another example of some Baroque style architecture, and how they took it and they kind of made it their own. Cool. Very nice. Let me go back. Ooh, this is cool. Look at this one. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Hold on, just fixing the screen a bit. That is what I would say ornate. It's pretty ornate. Yeah. So let me see if there's anything else I can wrap up a bit. It's a lot of architecture stuff. Art on the Artist of Versailles. Ooh. The Hall of Mirrors. The main feature of the Hall of Mirrors is a series of 17 mirrored arches that reflect 17 arcaded windows overlooking the gardens. Each art contains 21 mirrors. Cool. I want to go see the Versailles Palace. That would be cool. I mean, ornate. I want those gold candelabras. I love a ceiling and moldings. I mean, those are some ceiling and moldings. I love windows. Those are some windows. Yeah, man. I want that to be my house. Unfortunately, I don't have any money, and it's a real pity because that's my style. That's my style. What? You guys just complaining about a noise. I haven't done anything different. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, Dracula or Lady Alchemy, same thing. Same thing. Okay. I think I have to get out of here, guys. Baroque sculpture. We talked about Bernini. Baroque sculpture often had multiple ideal viewing angles. That's interesting. Yeah. Multiple ideal viewing angles. That's so true because I always try to show all the different angles of, like I said, the hand on the thigh and the turning into a tree. It's And the throwing of the rock of the statue of David, it's like you need to see it kind of 360. It's cool. So Baroque sculpture is associated with the Baroque cultural movement in the 17th century Europe. In Baroque sculpture, groups of figures assumed new importance, and there was a dynamic movement and energy of human forms. They spiraled around an empty central vortex or reached outwards into the surrounding space. Baroque sculpture often had multiple ideal viewing angles and reflected a general continuation of the Renaissance movement away from the relief to sculpture created in the round. They were typically designed to be placed in the middle of large spaces. For example, elaborate fountains such as Bernini's Fountain Day something or those in the gardens of Versailles were a Baroque specialty. The great deal of Baroque sculpture added extra sculptural elements, for example, concealed lighting, water fountains, or fused sculpture and architecture that created a transformative experience for the viewer. Artists saw themselves as working in the classical tradition and admired Hellenistic and later Roman sculpture. Cool. Bernini was the dominating figure of the age. Bernini's sculptural output was immense and varied. The Ecstasy of St. Teresa, which we went over with the cool fabrics, and the now hidden Constantine and the base of the Scala Regia were among his best-known works. Bernini was also given the commission for the tomb of Pope Urban, sounds very urban, the 8th in St. Peter's. In 1665, at the height of his fame, Bernini traveled to Paris for several months in response to repeated requests for his works by King Louis the Fourth. His international popularity was such that the streets were lined with admiring crowds. I would be there during his walks in the city. Here, Bernini presented some designs for the east front of the Louvre, which were ultimately rejected. He soon lost favor at the French court as he praised the art and architecture of Italy over that of France. The sole work remaining from his time in Paris is a bust of Louis IV, which set the standard for royal portraiture for a century. God, I love Bernini so much. So much. Okay, well, it's been 2 hours and I'm tired. So we will catch up on this later. I know I keep saying that I'm going to be doing an alchemy stream, but I am really going to try to do this alchemy stream on Thursday. So guys, stick around. If you like the art streams, I want to do more of this art history stuff. We'll go over things. Like I said, it's important for us to stop complaining about the left and offer a revival of sorts. Whether you are an artist or not an artist. If you're an artist, you can offer art, and there's a lot of fabulous people that I'm friends with that are in these streams. Cool, you try to be around Thursday, Eduardo. Great. Yeah, so there's a lot of great artists that are in these circles that we hang with. So I like to show you new people that are actually doing stuff. So stick around to really get involved in who's who and what's going on. But if you're not an artist yourself, you can always be a fan of the artists around you. And just try to promote this revival of sorts. Yes, Mystery Rob is an internationally exhibited filmmaker. That is correct. Congratulations, Rob, on your film and the success. Retracted. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. So if anyone else has any last super chats, or questions, or comments, send them in now, and I am going to go to bed. Send them now. So, Rob deleted his comment, so humble. He's like, she needs to stop talking now. Yeah. If you guys also have any suggestions of things to talk about, things, I'll find more topics every week, but no problem. I want to have some people come in for interviews. We'll have John Press or some other artist type people, and alchemy stream, cooking stuff with Donna coming up. Lots going on. Someone just says more Metacog TV. So I mean, we have the comic book that I'm working on. A lot to do. Oh, hey, Ed. Nice to see you. I'm glad you're not skipping me for the Mets game right now. Yeah, I'm with you, Rob. I can help being brilliant and praised by the world. I just wish someone would pay me for it. Same. No clowning around, never cold. Cool. Rocking and rolling. No clowning around while rocking and rolling. I love that.
Good night. Slightly smiling face. See you Thursday. Victory hands. Say hello to Donna. Smiling face with halo.
Yeah. I will. I told her about you. Said that she has some fans. She has some fans. Oh, Eduardo, you gave $2. I don't know what the R is in front of it or where you are. He said, I'm a Baroque University student. That's all. Oh, well, thank you. It means a lot. It really, really helps, and I appreciate it so much. And no worries. If you guys can't afford to give, that is fine. I completely understand because I'm in the same boat. And hence, I am in the same boat. Those of you that can't afford, it really, really helps a lot. Okay. I guess we'll get out of here. Good night, guys. See ya. Oh, also one last thing. I can't get above like 50 viewers or something like that. So let's get this trend going with the streams. Share, tell people about it. Let's help get this revival, this cultural revival going. So please spread it around and share. That really helps me out a lot. So thank you. Let me find my end screen now. Awkward. Okay. Bye, guys.